Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome back to another story time of Mr. Kepke. We have a wonderful book for you this evening. It's something that each of you can relate to, I'm sure. It's by Robert Munsch. I love his books. They're so funny and they're always kid-friendly. And this is Andrew's Loose Tooth. I hope you can snuggle in and get ready for a good night's sleep. Let's read about Andrew's loose tooth and see what happens. When Andrew came downstairs, there were 3 big red apples in the middle of the table. And even though he had a loose tooth, he decided to eat an apple. So he reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, and took a bite and yelled, "Ow! Mommy, Mommy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." Andrew's mother opened up his mouth and looked inside. Oh, she said. "It's a loose tooth. I know what to do." She took hold of the tooth with both hands and pulled as hard as she could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," she said, "I just can't get that tooth out. Why don't you try another apple? That might make your tooth come out." So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Ow! Daddy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So Andrew's father opened up his mouth and looked inside. Oh, he said, "It's a loose tooth. I know what to do." He got a big pair of pliers, and he took hold of Andrew's tooth. Then he put his foot on Andrew's nose and pulled as hard as he could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," he said, "this tooth is stuck. Why don't you try another apple? That will make your tooth come out." So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Ow! Mommy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So they called a dentist. The dentist came in a shiny black car. He opened up Andrew's mouth, looked inside, and said, "Oh. It's a loose tooth. I know what to do." He got a big, long rope and he tied it to one end on Andrew's tooth and said, "I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do. You're going to tie the other end of that rope to the door, then you're going to slam the door," said Andrew. "No," said the dentist. "I'm going to tie it to my car." He tied the other end of the rope to his car and drove away as fast as he could. When he got to the end of the rope, his whole car fell apart. The dentist stood there holding just the steering wheel. I think the funny thing is that Andrew's laughing at the dentist. Then Andrew's mother and father said to the dentist and to Andrew, Andrew, that tooth will not come out. You just can't eat your breakfast." Andrew sat in the front yard looking very sad. His best friend Lewis came along and said, "Andrew, what's the matter?" "Oh," said Andrew, "my mother can't get this tooth out. My father can't get this tooth out. The dentist himself can't get this tooth out. And I can't eat my breakfast." Oh, said Lewis. "I know what to do." Lewis went to Andrew's house and called the tooth fairy on the phone. The Tooth Fairy roared up right away on a large motorcycle. Andrew looked at the Tooth Fairy and said, "If you think you're going to use that motorcycle to pull out my tooth, you're nuts." "What do you think I am?" said the Tooth Fairy. "A dentist?" She pulled Andrew's tooth with one hand, and the tooth did not come out. She pulled Andrew's tooth with two hands, and the tooth did not come out. She got a large hammer off of her motorcycle and clanged Andrew's loose tooth. The hammer broke in two pieces, and the tooth still did not come out. "Incredible," said the Tooth Fairy. "This is the first tooth ever that I can't pull out. I guess you just can't eat your breakfast." "Hold it," said Louis. "I have an idea." I wonder if you know what Louis's idea is. Louis went to Andrew's house and got a pepper shaker. And then he pushed back Andrew's head and sprinkled pepper up Andrew's nose. Andrew went, achoo! And sneezed that tooth all the way across town. But the Tooth Fairy still got her tooth. It's like Andrew and Louis ate a bunch of apples after that. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the story this evening about the loose tooth. I know that many of you can relate to that. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I love you very, very much.